What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing? D-Many, D-Prez, 311, Cloud, Big T, Little Planeswalker, Super Ladman, Ugg Twitch. How goes it, everyone, tonight? I guess my oh no is pretty good. I'll take that as a compliment. Mr. Jet Crow, Silent, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everyone, well, US, if you were in the US at least, I hope you had a good holiday weekend with Thanksgiving. No stream last Thursday. I was doing Thanksgiving stuff, eating turkey and pie and all that good stuff. So nice to have a little bit of a break, but we're back, and we're back with Panharmonicon, of course. The build from our instant deck tech. I'm super excited. Oh, thank you, Chicken Fajitas. Yes, we have the tokens are officially back on sale. I don't know if they were ever off sale, but Richard was on vacation, so they weren't being shipped out. So if you buy them, they will get shipped to you now. Also, oh, I sold my Masterpiece Gear Hulk for ticks. I figured that was a little excessive. Maybe that was a mistake, but also new merch coming. I don't know if I'm even supposed to say it. Unseen Spectre, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the resub. Let's give a big scoops cheer for our resubscriber. So yeah, there's new merchandise coming, something that has been very much requested. Hopefully Richard's not here. I don't know if I'm even supposed to say anything about this, because he'll probably yell at me, but Brewstone, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for Brewstone. So yeah, new merch coming. It might be the most requested merch of all. Out of everything that we've gotten requests for, I think this is the one that people have requested most of all. At least out of the stuff that we don't have. That for sure. So I think it's supposed to be going up this week. So that's going to be super sweet. I'm excited for that because I think people will like that. Good scoop cheering, but it only works if you're actually a subscriber. But I appreciate the effort. Yes, Nummy would love the new merch, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But if you know Nummy, so not dice. Anyway, oh, before we get to the announcements, I want to make sure you all saw, did you see these new cards? You can't really see them that well. But, what's up, Sincost? We have what appears to be some Ether Revolt cards. How exactly legitimate these are, I'm not 100% sure. Femoral, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops cheer for you, our resubscriber. So I don't know if these are not confirmed, but they seem legit. They're on the Reddit page. We've seen these type of spoilers before. Basically, this one, Yinian's Expertise, this card seems super absurd. 4 mana, all creatures get -3/-3, whatever. But, oh, Chariot of Flame, I didn't know you subscribed. It didn't pop up. A big apology and a huge scoops cheer to Chariot of Flame, our new subscriber, and welcome you to the Fishbowl. But this card looks insane. So everything gets -3/-3, plus you can cast something with converted mana cost 3 or less for free, which means all kinds of shenanigans. I want to try this card in Modern. It means you can fuse a Beck Call for free, draw a bunch of cards, get a bunch of 1/1s. You can fuse a Boom Bust to blow up all your lands. You get to wipe away your opponent's creatures, blow up all the lands. You can Wrath the board and cast an Ancestral Visions. In Standard, you can Wrath the board, cast a Liliana. You can cast a Reflector Mage. That card is so bonkers. Merfolk Lord, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your resubscription. Big scoops cheer for you. Trophy Mage is essentially like a trinket mage, but it only gets artifacts with converted mana cost of 3. Scrap Trawler is a 3/2 for 3 that lets you get artifacts back from your hand, and I'm not sure what this red one does, but the black one is the one that sticks out so far as being just super busted. So I'm really excited for that card. But enough of that. Today, Aether Revolt is still a ways in the future. That's true. Someone said Sword Mage should be the nickname of that card on Twitter, and I think that's a good one because in Modern, it does tutor up any sword you want. Also, pretty sweet for Commander because of that. You can search up whatever sword you need. I haven't seen anything about it. What sort of international shipping does Goldfish have for tokens and such? I live in Australia. Would love to support you. So we do ship stuff internationally. For the tokens, if you're just getting a few tokens, it's actually not too expensive. If you're getting bigger, heavier stuff like playmats and t-shirts, it's a little bit more. But we do ship internationally. You should be able to, if you go to the merch page, it should have the shipping stuff when you go to like checkout or whatever, tell you what that would be. But I don't know the exact rates to everywhere, but I know it's not too bad for just a couple tokens. Dim Dreamer, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. And they just keep coming. Dharmagoyf, welcome you to the Fishbowl as well. Thank you so much for your subscription. Y'all are awesome. So let's get through our reminders so we can talk about this deck, get in our league, and then we'll have plenty of time to talk about awesome things. So, of course, first off, a shout out to our stream sponsored Wizardry Foundry, who's already getting ready for Christmas and has some sweet holiday collection deals. So if you're looking for a sweet deck box or something to give this holiday season, make sure to check out their gift guide and their website in general. So big shout out to them and thank you to them for supporting the stream. Of course, if you want old streams, head over to the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all of our old streams, no matter how horrible, like our last one where we went 1-4 with Aetherworks, Marvel, and Modern. That was not a good one. Oh, yeah, I love Panharmonicon. Panharmonicon is quickly climbing my list of all-time favorite cards. And I posted it before, but we have the tokens back up, new merch coming soon, so if you're looking for another way to support the channel and the site, check out the merch page, pick up a t-shirt or a playmat. Also, they make good holiday gifts as well, if that's what you're looking for. Can I please look at this deck? Not sure what about adding. I will see if I can look to it when we get a second here. So let's talk about our deck for tonight so we can jump into a league. I should have had Panharmonicon in the budget deck today. Yeah, I could. A lot of people said that. Maybe I should. I don't know. I try not to just put Panharmonicon in everything because even though I want to. But today we're playing Evolutionary Panharmonicon. This is the deck from our instant deck techs. So it's got some of the same old stuff that we've seen. It's kind of like we played blue-white Panharmonicon with the Thought-Knot Seer package. We played the 5-color Panharmonicon. This is somewhat a cross between the two. It's got some Thought Knots, got the Displacer, so we have that going on. Only one Cloud Blazer, which is sort of unique. The blue-white deck is really overloaded on that. Instead, we got Linvalas, we got Uvenwald Hydras, we got the Spell Quellers and Reflector Mages, got a Thalia, but the big thing is we are using Eldritch Evolution to find these things. We have Restoration Gearsmith, which is pretty unique. So this gets back an artifact or creature from our graveyard to our hand, so we can sack something, say a Thought Knot, to Eldritch Evolution, get a Noxious Gearhulk or a Hydra, and then we get a cast a Restoration Gearsmith, get back our Thought Knot Seer, or like sack Glintnest Crane, get Restoration Gearhulk, get back Glintnest Crane. So there's some cool things that we can do with Restoration Gearsmith and Eldritch Evolution. Sideboard-wise, we got some spice. So the blue and white cards pretty much give us a control package, more removal, some wraths, some counters. But the card I'm really excited about is Demon of Dark Schemes. So with Panharmonicon, this can be like a full-on wrath, essentially. If you double or triple up, giving everything -2, that just wipes away the entire board. You get a bunch of energy, you can reanimate things. Combustible Gear Hulk, I don't really know why this is in the deck, in the sideboard. I'm not sure what the matchup is, but we're going to try it. And Anguish Unmaking, kills Planeswalkers and so forth. So this is what we're dealing with today. Hopefully it actually works. So I'm excited to try it. I always have fun playing Panharmonicon. You can put Panharmonicon in just about anything, and I'm going to have fun with it. So hopefully it's actually sweet. Let's do a friendly league. Increase the EV is actually better in friendly leagues. So it maybe increases our chances of opening some treasure chests at the end of the stream. So yeah, let's give it a shot. Yeah, I'm excited to try out Demon of Dark Schemes. Money is on it not working. Yeah, you never know. You never know until you try it. Money is on it being better than the Aetherworks Marvel and Modern deck. I'm going to GP Denver this weekend with my Delirium Reanimator deck. I'll let you know how it goes. And have been first comment for 7 or 8 times. Well, yes, awesome dude. Good job being the first person every week. Thank you for that. And good luck at GP Denver. I will be excited to see and hear about how that Delirium Reanimator deck works. Alright, let me realign this so we can actually see everything. Alright, standard time. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had an Eldritch Evolution deck work. That is a good call. Oh, God. Don't even remind me of Modern Mono Blue Mill. Oh, I seriously think that might be the worst deck I've ever played. And I said that on Twitter, but for it to be the worst deck I've ever... Oh, goodness. Already? Are we already just cursed and going to 5 right off the bat? Ugh. For a deck to be the worst deck I've ever played is actually really impressive. Because I play a lot of bad decks. That's kind of what I do. So, yes, black would have helped that deck a lot. Needed some Panharmonicon. Yeah, alright, we're going to 5. Well, we got Panharmonicons. I guess if there's a way we can dig out of a mull to 5, it's probably Panharmonicons. We do have 25 lands in this deck. I mean, this is as good as it's gonna get. Oh, Reflector Mage to the bottom. Yeah, it was fun to play Mrs. Mulligan. As soon as I saw it was her, I knew it was Merfolk, and I knew we had no chance of winning because Island Walk is so good against us, but... So, we're pretty much hoping to draw a bunch of lands in a row. That's where we're at here. This is a different Panharmonicon deck, but yes. 3 lands off the top into Cloud Blazer after we play his Panharmonicons, and then everything's good again. Are you sick of Panharmonicon? This is a different build. Oh no. And we're gonna play Modern on Thursday, so if you're sick of Panharmonicon, there won't be Panharmonicon on Thursday, I promise. Oh, they're just so much fun. I mean, they're not fun right now because we're not doing anything, but play Cube. That Cube is so weird. I don't think we're gonna play Cube tonight, but geez. Yeah, this is not going well. Panharmonicon Infect. Oh, goodness. Dynavolt Tower. Hey, and it's an Evolving Wilds, a nice tap land. Ooh, there's no way we win this. Vintage, even modern Panharmonicon is actually really hard to actually work. Like, I mean, you can try it, but it's just not very good in modern, I don't think. Blue-green, I guess we better get a Plains here. Wanted to submit a crazy Shadowborn Apostle EDH deck. Should I send a link on email, or how do I receive suggestions? Yeah, you can email it to me, or you can tweet it at me. Any of those ways will get it to me. Do I think Panharmonicon can be good in Tron? I tried to build a Panharmonicon Tron deck. Panharmonicon. Mostly because I like saying that, and I thought the name was funny. And it did not work. So, I mean, maybe I just had it wrong. That's very possible. But my experience with Panharmonicon was not very good. I don't know about this cube. It seems like you just want to draft pingers. Pingers seem like the best thing in the entire cube. Alright, Filigree Familiar. It is a creature that resolved. We're so far behind, though. Our opponent's going to be Glimmering and Gear Hulking. Yeah, it was super fun to have Jake back for some episodes of Commander Clash. Have I thought of any changes for White-Black Fabricate? I haven't really worked on White-Black Fabricate lately, so I would have to look into that, I guess. But not off the top of my head. Alright, I guess we'll still keep not drawing lands. Let's Reflector Mage. Bounce the thing in the ice. Get in with Filigree Familiar. Opponent. Unlicensed. Disintegration. Gonna kill Reflector Mage. Oh, goodness. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think because the name is long, in 2 lines, it doesn't actually work on the overlay. I think I should have made it shorter. Exploding Lemur. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for Exploding Lemur, our new subscriber. Well, let's attack with Filigree Familiar. The only good news is we might get a Panharmonicon down eventually. And if we do, then if we ever resolve anything, it's going to be awesome. The problem is, I expect our opponent's going to play a Gear Hulk here and counter our Panharmonicon. Yeah, we don't have double green, and our opponent would counter it anyway. Alright, well, that's a good sign they don't have a Gear Hulk yet. So that's something. Pass the turn. Come on, no Glimmer. Lemure? It's pronounced Lemure. Cloud Blazer is a one of, I believe. What's our opponent doing? If you win GP Denver, awesome dude, the deck will, I will definitely do an instant deck tech of your deck. So I can guarantee that, and then if people vote on it and it's popular, then it would be on Much Brew. So go out and win GP Denver, and we'll go from there. There's the thing in the ice, again. Hopefully our opponent's about out of action. They only have 2 cards in hand. Ooh, well... let's play a land. And let's Panharmonicon. Really? Oh, so many negates. And we're down to 13. Ay, 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 ay. Pass the turn. I can move this. Let me see if I can make that work. The size is a little weird on the sponsor overlay. But yeah, it's a little big. Alright, there we go. Opponent hits us down to 13. We might just be dead here, unfortunately. When do I think the modern metagame will change? Is it worth to invest in my green-white Tron deck in paper? So, yes. The thing about building Tron is, even if green-white went out of fashion, Tron has been a good deck for a long time. So I think, even if things go poorly somehow, I think you're still okay building Tron. So I would feel pretty comfortable building green-white Tron, because you can always switch to green-red or whatever if you need to. Well, I guess it's time for us to play our Cloud Blazer. Would have been so sweet with a Panharmonicon, but we do what we gotta do. Draw a couple cards. Ooh, Noxious Gearhulk is a card that could get us out of this if nothing goes horribly wrong. Actually, Linval is pretty good too, if we live another turn or two. And our opponent doesn't counter our stuff. Alright, another land for our opponent. Let's see what their plan is. They only have 2 cards, and we're to the point of the game where we can just tap out for powerful stuff over and over again. Radiant Flames. Gets some energy, kills our Cloud Blazer. Well, this is going to be 100% about if our opponent has a counter. If our opponent has a counter, we lose. If they do not have a counter, we probably just win, despite having mulling to 5 and doing nothing. Yes! Linvala down. Up to 13, past the turn. Well, things have turned around somehow. Wow! Alright, opponent has Harness Lightning, sure. That kills our Linvala. Ooh. Are we dead to a spell? Maybe? If they draw a cheap spell and can activate Fumarole, Dynavolt Tower. I think that's Xaxes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Well, our opponent drew the perfect card. Yep, fair enough. Well, that was actually a game, even though we mulled into oblivion. Oh, goodness. So, how do we fight against this deck? We never really had a window for Thought-Knot Seer. I mean, I guess we could have cast it over Panharmonicon, but I don't know if it would have really changed things. Our opponent also activated Dynavolt Tower, though. So there was 4... Oh, they had 4 damage from Wandering Fumarole. They had exactly enough mana to activate a Fumarole. The way our I mean, I guess we could have waited for the activation, but the way our opponent played, I'm very confident they knew what they were doing there. How do we fight against this? I guess Ceremonious Rejection. We know they're playing Void Shatters. Can force our stuff through. Negates. We're gonna bring in all of the counters, I guess. Combustible Gearhulk might actually be reasonable against them too. Or just Anguished Unmaking. Probably can go down this Thalia, does not seem great. Reflector Mage is kind of sketchy in this matchup. We can probably leave a couple, but Pretz, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Hydra, yeah, we can go down Hydra. Maybe go up. I'm kind of interested in Anguished Unmaking, Combustible Gearhulk, and Quarantine Field. Yeah, cutting back Eldritch Evolution makes sense as well, because getting it countered is pretty devastating. And I don't know if Thalia is good enough. Maybe we bring in Anguish Unmaking. Probably something like this, I'm thinking. The new black card, Yenneren's expertise, whatever, however you say that, seems very solid. Mostly excited about the being able to play stuff for free part. Okay. This hand is much more reasonable than our last one when we mulled to 5. Spell Queller can be okay, I think. Let's just Shambling Vents go. Spell Queller can be okay because it can catch a Dynavolt Tower on the way down, it can win a counter battle, and force through one of our things, and then if we get a counter with it, even if it dies, it's kind of okay. Alright, since we hit a Glint Nest, let's just play Glint Nest. We can play our tap land next turn. Get something on the battlefield. Whiff with Glint Nest. One thing I don't like about this build is Glint Nest is not very good in this. I think Linval is fine. Our opponent can deal a lot of damage, and I think it's a fine catch-up on life card. Opponent plays a tap land. We wouldn't mind drawing an untap land. Yeah, Glint Nest is a bit sketchy in this deck. Alright, there's a Plains. So let's get in with Glint Nest. And now we can sit on Spell Queller. Put our opponent down to 19. Pass turn. Could have cast Thought Knot and gotten rid of the negate and played Pan the next turn, changing the game, I think. Maybe that would have been better sequencing. Alright, get in with a Glint Nest. Just keep beating down on our opponent. Rink Drognot. Nate. Rank Drognate? Something like that. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our newest subscriber. Valving Wilds go. Sit on our Spell Queller. Next turn we can Prophetic Prism and still leave up Spell Queller, which is reasonable. Correct this. Probably get a... Jeez. Probably need another blue source, I guess. If we resolve a Prophetic Prism, it doesn't really matter. Oh, there. There's Combustible. We have Gearhulks all over the place. Well, let's get in. Let's just play Prophetic Prism. If our opponent wants to counter this, that's fine. Ooh, and a Thought Knot. Alright, Ether Hub, go. Well, our hand is literally overloaded with power. Yep, only 17 more turns of Glint Nest attacks, and we got there. Opponent plays land and passes. Well, let's get in with Glint Nest. Lumbering Falls. And let's pass. Let's make our opponent blink first. The thing is, if our opponent taps out for something and we can Spell Queller it, then we get to untap and play like Combustible Gearhulk, and that's just so good. So let's get in with our Glint Nest. Alright, now we'll go with Thought Knot, I think. Actually, let's go with Cloud Blazer. Cloud Blazer? Yeah, Cloud Blazer. We can actually ceremoniously reject a Void Shatter if we want to. Yeah, our opponent probably has a bunch of counters. Potentially Gearhulks as well. See if they're going to go for this. Wow, alright, that's good. Okay. They let Cloud Blazer resolve, but then Glimmer? That's fine. Play Valving Wilds. Pestered. Well, this hand is looking pretty good. Feeling pretty confident about where we're at now. Opponent plays an untap land. Yeah, maybe they're just flooding out. Probably Radiant Flames. Yep, there's Radiant Flames. Well, I think we're going to get to resolve a Gearhulk, most likely. Crack a Valving Wilds. Get a Forest. There's a Void Shatter. let's play a Combustible Gearhulk. See what our opponent says about this. So, Combustible Gearhulk. We can force it through a Void Shatter. This is game 2. We lost game 1. There's Void Shatter. So we will ceremoniously reject the Void Shatter. And what's our opponent choose? They give us the cards, which is fine. Never gonna complain about drawing cards. Pass the turn, and our hand is so good. I almost don't care what our opponent has. I feel like we're in good shape. Opponent plays a mountain. And Painful Truce. Our opponent's hand must just be very bad. Look at our hand. Our hand is borderline absurd. We don't have a Panharmonicon, but this hand is so stacked. Alright, well, our hand's gonna get slightly less stacked, but that's alright. Void Shatter is officially worse than Cancel. I mean, Ceremonious Rejection is an actual downside. Well, now I think we just win with Combustible Gearhulk, hopefully. Get in with Combustible, play Ether Hub. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's just pass, leave up double counter. We already have Lethal on board, so I don't think playing Thought Knot really does a ton here, compared to just leaving up 2 counters. Opponent passes. Well, they gotta block or do something with this Gearhulk. So let's just attack with our 6/6 for lethal. Opponent goes with Gearhulk. Well, we will Void Shatter. Opponent ceremoniously rejects our Void Shatter. Okay. Well, we'll let this go then. What day is tomorrow, awesome dude? I think our opponent's still just stuck chumping here, though. I don't think it's worth it to Spell Queller there. I think Spell Quellering would be bad, because then our opponent could just kill the Spell Queller. Our opponent anticipates. Sure. They could have just killed the Spell Queller with, like, a Harness Lightning. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We will Thought Knot. Grab something from our opponent's hand. Glimmer, Glimmer, negate Painful Truce. We will take the Gearhulk. Play a Swamp, pass the turn. Alright, opponent. Our opponent was leaving up Harness Lightning. I'm confused at how that was lethal. I mean, our opponent didn't have Harness Lightning, but they left up 2 mana as if they did have Harness Lightning. I think that was a reasonable play. Maybe that was wrong. Because if we had went after the Ceremonious Rejection, our opponent theoretically would just let Spell Queller resolve, Harness Lightning Spell Queller, get back Ceremonious Rejection, and then we're right back in the same place we were before. So our opponent's gonna chump, by the looks. They're gonna double chump? Alright, there's old double jump. Sure. So, trades off both creature lands. Gets to draw a card. Will play Glint Nest. Still have not found a Panharmonicon. And still have not found Panharmonicon. Okay. Blooming Marsh, pass turn. Ether Hub for our opponent. Glimmer. I mean, we're still going to win the game. So... We're still going to win. So whether I was right or wrong, the good news is we're not going to be punished for it, regardless of whether it was right or wrong. Harness Lightning on our Gearhulk. Alright, so now we'll Spell Queller. Opponent Void Chatters. I think they're still dead, though. They're tapped out. This is 3, 2, 1. So we just win with creature lands and the Glint Nest Crane, just like we started. Oh man, we could play Linvala, but we will not. We'll do the responsible thing. Make sure we're tapping correctly. And just kill our opponent. Alright, so we got there. Our opponent's, I don't know, our opponent's draw was weird. We felt very in control of that game the whole time. So far, we're still in the very beginning of the very first match. ETO Flash, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Let's give a big scoops cheer for our newest subscriber, ETO Flash. I don't think we changed anything. That worked pretty well. We can kind of outvalue our opponent if things go well. So Glint Nest, I don't know about Glint Nest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 artifacts. And we look at 4. So I don't think the odds are in favor of Glint Nest hitting until we have a Panharmonicon out. I mean, I guess it gets us slightly closer to Panharmonicon, even if we don't hit. No, we lost the mold to 5. Although it ended up being fairly close. Oh, yeah. Sorry, EOT Flash. Alright. This is... okay, I guess. He-Man Hut, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. The mono white blink deck is so good. I just beat Sam Black. Oh, awesome! Super sweet. Yeah, I had a lot of success with it. I mean, I couldn't beat Tron very consistently unless we got lucky, but I felt like the deck was actually pretty good too. It's really hard for opponents to play around, and it just it seemed to work really well. Oh, all the Gearhulks. Well, let's just Prophetic Prism. Maybe this is greedy. Maybe we should be leaving up Negate for Dynavolt Tower. I guess it doesn't matter. So, opponent passes. We'll play a Swamp, pass the turn. Well, one of these days, we're going to resolve a Panharmonicon, and it's going to be super, super awesome. Yeah, that was some good cheering, chat. I'm impressed. Ooh, our opponent missed their land drop. Alright, things are shaping up. We can actually get a Waste with our Evolving Wilds for our Thought Knot. Yeah, I think the budget version was a little bit worse because we didn't have all the tech edges. We only had some of them. Opponents to the discard to hand size point of the game. We get a Glint Nest Crane. Well, let's play a Plains. Ceremonious rejection. That gets it here. Let's keep passing. Let's not give our opponent any targets for anything. Yeah, turn 2 tokens was really fun too. Does Herald of Kozilek make something like Warping Whale free if there are 2 in play? It does. Well, it wouldn't make Warping Whale free. Well, it reduces a generic mana, right? So I think that it wouldn't make Warping Whale free, but it would make like Prophetic Prism free. But I think you'd still have to play the actual colorless mana on Warping Whale. Opponent still discarding. Well, we're going to get down to Panharmonicon, and our opponent's life is going to be miserable. I don't think there's anything they can do to stop it. We get in Ether Hub. Yeah, this game is super duper over. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Panharmonicon, finally. Opponent's going to spend their only blue mana to try to counter. We will just negate. Ah, sweet. Never stop to stare. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Thank you, thank you. Lots of subs today. You all are super awesome. Well, our opponent got mana. Do they have a way to stop Panharmonicon, though, is the question. Because if not, it is pretty over. Let's just go with Thought Knot here. Thought Knot seems reasonable. The old double Thought Knot. We could use some card draw. So Thought Knot number 1. See what our opponent's got going on. Alright, sure, whatever. So they draw the card. Now we Thought Knot, get rid of Void Shatter. Then we Thought Knot, get rid of Transgress the Mind. So they got and our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Valupi, I don't know. We've talked about doing the face cam thing. Some people like the idea, some people don't. We haven't done it yet, but it could be a thing that happens. Alright, let's update the record. 1-0 with Evolutionary Panharmonicon. Did I like the Grixis Dusk Crank deck enough to play it? I thought it looked sweet. I really liked it. Maybe? I think we might do against the odds poll that has some of those combos on it, and then we might end up playing it. This hand is reasonable. Yeah, that's the big issue with doing face cam is we have like the massive overlay, which I really like, and that takes up a lot of the screen, but we'll see. So this or that, I just recorded another episode with Tomer, and it's a super sweet one. So good. The episode is just, it is awesome. So we recorded it today, and it should be up Thursday, and it looks like this or that is going to be a... it looks like it is going to be a bi-weekly series. So expect to see this or that every other week. Alright, let's Sanctum, play a Glint Nest Crane. Our life is going to be much worse since there's a Smuggler's Copter out there. And Glint Nest Crane, oh, Glint Nest, doing what it does. Whiffing like crazy, which is expected. Next against the odds, I can't even say that. Lemure. The next against the odds is Baron Glory coming out tomorrow night. So we got against the odds Baron Glory tomorrow night, and then and then this or that the following night. And oh man, Baron Glory is super rough. Are we ever gonna do boxers or briefs? Possibly. It's on the list. So this week for this or that, It's a question that Tomer really liked. Is there a benefit to uploading videos around midnight? I actually am not 100% sure. We have a new subscriber, Kevin the Flip. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for you, our new subscriber. Alright, let's Ether Hub pass the turn. I think we might have to try to Spell Queller just to block this Smuggler's Copter. Because I really want it to be gone. Oh man, Baron Glory is so difficult. And the way we went about it is pretty janky. So be warned. It is one of the jankier against the odds. Alright, opponent goes attacking. So yeah, we are just going to spend our mana, flash in the Spell Queller. And we're just going to double block this Smuggler's Copter, because it's making our lives miserable, like Spell Queller tends to do. Man, that is some very good cheering. Yeah, so kind of varying the against the odds pulls a little bit. So instead of things being exactly the same, well, if we Spell Quellered earlier, I don't know if our opponent would have attacked. And I really wanted to get Spell Queller, I really wanted to get that off the battlefield, because it was really making things bad for us. Now we get to follow that up by casting a Thought Seer, which is pretty good. Also good on defense. Prized Amalgam, Cathartic Reunion, Distended Mindbender. We probably got to take Mindbender, I guess, even though Cathartic Reunion is pretty annoying. Our opponent discards Amalgam. Okay. What do we do here? This is a Weisiger remix. So if we let our opponent... this is 2 mana. Distended Mindbender is what, 7? So they can cast Prize Amalgam. If they draw a land, then they can Mindbender, which will get back Kozilek's Return and Wrath our board. Yeah, I guess we gotta take Mindbender, for better or worse. And then I guess we'll start attacking with Spell Queller. Well, things are not looking horrible for us now. When is the next user-submitted deck for Commander Clash? We just did one, so it'll probably be a few weeks. Oh, awesome, dude. Well, happy early birthday to you. Opponent discards everything to draw some new cards. Prized Amalgam, Perpetual Timepiece. There is a Kozilek's Return in the graveyard. But giving them the Distended Mindbender would guarantee they could flash it back, so I think we had to take it because of that. Opponent. We are going to block. If our opponent attacks, we will block with Thought Knot. Sure, they can get back their Prized Amalgam, exiling something eventually, but I think we can't just keep taking damage from this. Yeah, only the emotes only go for subscribers. That's just how Twitch works. Ooh, a Reflector Mage, eh? Well, let's do some attacking. Play Sanctum. We could play Gearsmith. We could Reflector Mage. Let's just leave up Spell Queller, I think. I think this is fine. Sin Cost, MTG Goldfish Trivia. Quote 7. What is Quote 7? That's a good question. That is a good one. Very true. Burn players, not exactly people. Alright, down to 8. And Prized Amalgam. Oh. Huh. Alright. We don't have any energy, so we don't actually have white mana, which is kind of bad. That does change things a bit. I'll play Spire Bluff. Yikes. Kyomage. Yeah, I recognize most of the, well, not most, but a lot of the names in the chat I recognize coming back. Spire Bluff is like the worst land we could have drawn there. I mean, it wasn't really a punt because we couldn't cast anything anyway. It's not like that was keeping us. Oh no, Lumbering Falls. Oh, we keep drawing the worst possible lands. We're in game 2. Jor232. Actually, no. I don't think it was a punt though. What's up, Super Lad Man? I do remember that name. Oh my god, that's an Elder Deep Fiend. We are super in trouble. 595-902-413. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for you, our new subscriber. Well, that was a good one for our opponent. It's probably just the game, I think. Good old standard with no graveyard removal. Yikes. Because that means prized amalgams are coming back, and I don't even know what we can draw. This is so awkward mana-wise for us to draw all blue and green lands and a little red. Oh my goodness. Arcathuaducts. I know I butchered that one like crazy, but welcome to the Fishbowl. Let's give a big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Down to 3. Can I make a Rakdos Hellbent deck for Budget Magic? It's an interesting idea. I will keep that in mind if I come up with one. Well, let's Glint Nest. I think we're just pretty dead here, though. Glint Nest can what? Get us... Well, it'll probably miss, but... What's the name of the Merge Overrun card again? Decimator of the Provinces. That is the one. What, Bazooka Boss? That's a nice Gear Hulk that we can't cast with all of our blue and green mana. Okay, well, it's Scoops time. Oh boy. Deck. Is our mana really that bad, or do we just get really awkward draws there? The mana is pretty bad. So we can cast this Combustible Gear Hulk in our sideboard, of course. This deck. Oh, the mana is pretty questionable. Yeah, you have good sense of timing, Stu. So how do we fight against this? Yeah, this mana base. Oh, well, it's cool, Sark1. Yeah, it's a really fun deck to play, so I'm glad your boyfriend has been having fun with it, too. Have I seen the Dimir Summonings deck? I think so. It's like the mono blue build, sort of, but with some black removal. Yeah, remember I didn't build this one. This is one from our instant deck tech. I'm a big fan of 4 Prophetic Prisms with Panharmonicon, just because the drawing is so good. Oh, sorry, plants. I guess Fumigate buys us time? Yeah, splashing double red for one sideboard card seems a bit questionable. Just a little bit. Have I seen Mono Red Eldrazi? I have. And Mono Black Eldrazi I've seen running around lately too. Thought about doing Perilous Forays, Bloodgas, Amulet of Vigor. I would have to look at that combo. I don't really know what it was. Yeah, we are 1-0 right now. All right, we got a sideboard. We're gonna run out of time. We got to bring in something. Stasis Snare, I guess, sort of. Fumigate, Ceremonious Rejection, counters stuff.
Oh, you go ahead and eat. I'm going to lie down.
Quarantine Field. Oh, we're still running out of time. All right, Fumigates, Ceremonious Rejection, Void Shatter, go down Thalia, go down these Hydras, which have been less than impressive, go down a couple Glintnest Cranes, try it like that. I swear whenever we play... Ooh. Well, we have all our colors of mana, almost. Whenever we play an Evolutionary Eldritch Evolution deck, we never draw Eldritch Evolution. It's hard to have Bring to Light and Eldritch Evolution, so this build is going with Eldritch Evolution instead of Bring to Light, essentially. Could you look into playing Woodland Bellower Painter's Servant combo sometime? That's a neat idea. What is the kind of the payoff for that combo? Is there, well, I mean, I get that it lets you get any 3-drop or 3 or less? Whatever it is. But is there a specific, like, game-winning combo you get? Is there a way to sell old packs on Magic Online? Yes, go to a bot like Card Hoarder, and they should buy old packs just as well as new packs. Alright, well, I guess we play a Eldrazi Displacer as a 3/3. We really could use more lands and also colorless mana. I built an upgrade of the Charms EDH deck on Commander Clash. It's a blast to play, and it's not so bad. Yeah, I didn't have too much fun with that deck, but it was neat, and I like the idea of it. Opponent milling and milling, gets Scrappy Scrounger, which can come back, but it's not insane at the moment. No Gonti in this deck. Hellraiser Goblin, alright. Alright, EOT Flash, well, definitely appreciate the sub. Yeah, if you want to check out the time-shifted stuff, MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube has you covered. Land, please, please, please. More Displacers. Once we get to 6 mana, we can get a land. Woo! Gonti seems neat in Panharmonicon. Opponent just keeps milling themselves. There's a prized Amalgam. Oh, so in Standard, you're allowed to mill your graveyard like crazy, but you're not allowed to exile someone else's graveyard. Any thoughts on why Cryptolith Rites has fallen out of favor? I'm not 100% sure. Alright, come on. One time, deck. One time. Waste is what we actually want. That would be the best. Oh. Okay. Well, we can Reflector Mage. I guess this is sort of something. Boom. Get out of your Haunted Dead. Yeah, this is essentially Dredge in Standard. I mean, it's not literal Dredge, but it's pretty close. Well, I mean, the mana base is awkward now because we're just, like, not drawing lands. And that just happens sometimes, unfortunately. Sev Oak 42, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for Sev Oak 42, our newest subscriber. Yeah, I liked Servant of Conduit in my build. I also had some Cranes, but the mana acceleration of Servant seemed important. Plus, this deck is playing 4 Ether Hubs, which makes sense, but it has no additional energy production. So, like last game, we ran into trouble where we had Ether Hub, but we just didn't have a way to do anything with it. Yeah. Yanni's, whatever it's called. Ani? I don't know. Whatever that card is, the black thing. It does seem pretty absurd. Ah! Alright, well, let's attack. Our opponent's going to get back a prized Amalgam, get back Scrap Heap Scrounger. Oh, Lord. Lordy, lordy. The new black card seems very powerful. It is especially impressive for older formats, I think, but opponent keeps milling. Just Keeps milling every turn. Yeah, the song intro is called Bicycle Tropics by Constellations. Opponent gets in. Is it not Yanni? I call cards whatever whatever I want to. Come on deck. Well, I mean, we get to counter the Deep Fiend, I guess. Maybe our opponent flashes us back. That would be sweet. Let's tap our mana. See if our opponent flashes back Kozilek's return. They do. Alright, and we'll just reject that. Well, since we aren't going to draw land, I'm sure. We couldn't cast anything anyway. Oh, and we did draw one. Okay, pass the turn. Well, we're kinda maybe staying alive. Yeah, I would have to figure out how to do the now playing thing and get that set up. But that is a good idea. Oh, awesome, Sky. Well, thank you for watching the videos, and hopefully Modern's been fun. There's a waste. So our opponent's going to get back Prized Amalgam and Scrap Heap Scrounger. I guess that means we probably have to Thought Knot Seer here. Is our opponent playing counters? Alright, they get back Stitchwing. Oh, gets back 2 Prized Amalgams. Good God. Well, we're dead to a lot of stuff. Well, let's take Filigree Familiar. Pass the turn. Technically, we're not just dead, but we're not in great shape. Why don't I stream on YouTube? Twitch seems like the most popular streaming place, so I don't know. Twitch is just where I am familiar with people streaming Magic, so. Opponent mills a Haunted Dead. Yikes. Goes to combat. Attacks with everything. Well, we block. Unfortunately, we are pretty dead here. No matter what we do. It just took us too long to find lands, because our opponent can get everything back from the graveyard. Spell Queller does not change things. And I believe this does it. Yes, I am a big fan of Servant of Conduit in decks like this. I don't know if you can stream it both on once or not. There might be a way to do it. I'd have to look into it. Am I more excited for Aether Evil or Amonkhet? Oh, I'm pretty excited for both. I think they're both going to be pretty awesome sets. Splashing for red definitely seems questionable in this. Yeah, having an Egyptian theme set is going to be pretty awesome, I think. Quick reminder, Wizardry Foundry, stream sponsor, getting ready for Christmas and has a holiday collection up with some sweet deals, so make sure to check them out. Has a gift buying guide and pick up some holiday presents for under your tree. So big thanks to them for supporting this stream. Do I play video games other than Magic Online? Not a whole lot. I do like Civilization, so I play that on occasion, but I don't play it too much because when I do, I kind of fall down the Civilization hole and get addicted to it and play it for, I don't know, a week straight or more than that. So I try not to play it too often because I know I just waste so much time when we do that. Yeah, I guess we're supposed to evolve into them. Let's see, maybe this will go better. We're 1-1. 1-1's not bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's not horrible. Those images, so they weren't posted on the official Wizard site. They're on the Magic Reddit. So I don't think they're officially from Wizards, but they appear to be from like promo material that came from Wizards and was like sent to a game store or something, and that game store took pictures of it and posted it online. So that's where I'm assuming they came from, but it's not like on the Wizards website at this point, so it's not official in that sense. So it's possible that they're not real. They seem realistic because we've seen similar spoilers before that are done in that manner, or I don't know, leaks maybe. I guess it's not an official spoiler, but MTG Cardsmith. What about MTG Cardsmith? Have I watched any Gwent? I have not. I don't even know what that is, actually. Alright, it's Hydra time! Oh, yeah, we could use some more mana fixing. I don't know, so far we haven't done much with Eldritch Evolution, which I think Tracy King called before we even started. I don't think we've even tried to cast an Eldritch Evolution yet. I wanted to tell my standard showdown story. Got 3rd place with Mardu Vehicles. I ran stuff. Always watching Thalia Restoration Gearsmith. All the other players carelessly ripped open their prize pack and complained about bad foils. I waited, got in my car. Ooh, got the Blue Flyer with Landfall, a Tireless Tracker, and a Foil Lily. Nice! That is an awesome hit. So yeah, did anyone else play Standard Showdown? And if so, how was your experience? Was it a good event? Did you enjoy it? There's a Crypt Breaker for our opponent. So it looks like we're up against zombies. This might be a similar matchup to last time, actually. Well, let's start with Glint Nest, see if we can find a Panharmonicon. I don't think we've drawn a single card off Glint Nest this league. Alright, there's a Noxious Gearhulk. That's a card. Not Panharmonicon, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere without good local gaming stores as well, so I can feel your pain. I do live in the middle of nowhere in the sense there was... Oh man, so... it was in one of the local papers like a week ago. There was a person who was trying to commit arson, and I don't remember exactly what they were burning down. I think it was a house, but they tried to use Cheetos as an accelerant to make the fire actually work, and that obviously failed, and they were arrested with this smoldering pile of Cheetos trying to burn down a house. So that tells you something about the area around me. Who would even think of that? Why would you use Cheetos of all the things you use to accelerate a fire if you're gonna try to burn down a house? Cheetos. Oh my god. People. Yeah, I know. It is true. I am in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by Cheetos burners. They look like they're on fire. The sad thing is, I could see some of the people I know around here. That actually could be their reasoning. They're like, oh, they look kind of like fire. This has gotta work. Alright, there's Smuggler's Copter. You burnt down a small forest with whiteout by accident. Well, at least it was an accident. Oh, but Doritos actually work to start fires, so the person just chose the wrong kind of junk food. I guess that's understandable. Well, that's a Prophetic Prism. Unfortunately, our hand is all 6 drops, which will be sweet once we get to 6 mana, maybe. Jeez, literally all 6 drops. Well, let's play Spire Bluff. I guess we might as well attack with our Displacer. Well, if we live to 6 mana and our opponent doesn't have a bunch of counters, we might be able to get back in this game. Yeah, and if things go wrong, you have a snack. It's a win-win. Oh. We are getting beaten down by the smuggler's copter. I live in upstate New York, so semi-close to Massachusetts. But, no, upstate New York, technically. Oh, dear. Voldaren Pariah. Sort of scary. Okay. I guess we'll chump, since our opponent can technically wrath our board. Oh, it'd be so nice to draw something we can cast before turn 6. Well, I guess Thalia technically counts. So, play Thalia. Play a Swamp. Get in with Eldrazi Displacer. Alright, well, can our 6-drops get us back in this game? Yeah, I could also move down closer to New York City. Lantern is going to be the Much Brew videos for this weekend. I think we are going to play Modern Thursday, most likely, but I haven't decided exactly what yet. It might be one of the Death and Taxes decks, or the Death and Taxes deck from the Instant Deck decks, but I'm still making up my mind. Well, what's our opponent doing here? Smuggler's Copter is so good. If I was to send a friend request on Moto, how likely is it I'd accept it? I typically accept friend requests from people on Moto, so you're welcome to add me as a buddy. The odds of us actually playing a match, if you like send me a challenge or something, is kind of unlikely, because a lot of times I'm recording videos or streaming, so that doesn't always work out, but you're more than welcome to add me as a buddy on Magic Online. So our opponent gets in, hits us down to 8. Do I go to Denver? What do I take if you go there? I actually lived in Denver for a while. I really like Denver. If I was going to move away from New York again, I would most likely move back to Colorado, because I really like Colorado. That's just a super awesome. Denver's an awesome city. I really like Denver, like the area, like the weather. So if I ever move again, that is probably where I would move to. This time of year, you could get some wintry weather, but it's not too bad, so you should be all right. All right, so let's forest, and I think step 1 is Noxious Gearhulk. Get rid of this Voldaren Pariah. Go back up to 11. Man, if we had colorless mana... Well, this could be alright. This could still be alright. Yeah, the snow probably won't be bad yet, but it could be chilly. Well, what's our opponent got here? Oh, am I going to the GP in Denver? No. I'm not going to the GP this weekend in Denver. That is not in my schedule. Denver's a pretty long trip for me now. From New York, Denver's quite a ways. Yes, Uvenwald searches for ways. I think we might have to wait, though. Our opponent gets in, does a ton more looting. Unfortunately, because of how this played out, we're not going to get the flyer with Linvala. We're just going to gain life. Reflector Mage can't hit our stuff, so we're dropping to 5. All right, we'll have to look at this and figure this out. Opponent Haunted Dead among the discards, so that could be coming back. Down to 5. Plays a Swamp, so Haunted Dead can come back. Alright, what's our plan? We get a land. Alright. Yeah, I don't know about this mana base. It does not seem awesome. How often do I play paper? I don't play paper too much. If we Linvala'd last turn, our opponent would have been able to just flip around that Voldaren Pariah and really ruin everything. So we play Linvala, go up to 10, and just hope for the best, I guess. If we Hydra, I think we die, because our opponent has a Haunted Dead they get back. We block. Yeah, we die if we Hydra. So I think we have to... lead on Linvala. So play Linvala, go up to 10. We don't get the flyer, unfortunately. Play Sanctum. I guess we attack? We gotta get in damage and try to kill our opponent. Yeah, it does kind of maybe feel like that. That the mana base is a little... Alright. That the mana base is a little thrown together. Alright, here's Haunted Dead. Wow, discarding Deep Fiend. Well, our opponent's out of cards, so hopefully they don't just, like, peel a removal spell, and we're somewhat stabilized-ish? I mean, they can always draw another Deep Fiend or something, Voldaren Pariah, and everything just suddenly goes horribly wrong. Alright, there's Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, more Copters would be helpful as well. Or more Prisms. I got Smuggler's Copter on the mine since we're getting beaten down. Yeah, I'm expecting our opponent to somehow make this go wrong. Alright, another Smuggler's Copter. Opponent goes on the big attack. Loots. They can also loot into a removal spell. Discards a land. Discards a land. Smuggler. Really? Oh my goodness. Yep. Oh, man, Smuggler's Copter. I do not know about Smuggler's Copter. That is so frustrating. Ugh. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough to do anything. I mean, our opponent... we didn't build the deck. This is an instant deck. That's a case that illuminates how frustrating Smuggler's Copter can be, because our opponent had 2 lands in a row on top of their deck, and they still just were able to loot through both of those lands at 0 cost while beating down in the air for 6 and find a removal spell. So well, I guess we can bring in Ceremonious Rejection-ish. Anguish Unmaking, maybe. Demon seems pretty good against them. Probably better than these Hydras, which seem pretty bad. We have not cast a single Eldritch Evolution through our entire league. Go down a Restoration Gearsmith. That's a lot of 6 drops. Probably go down a Noxious Gearhulk if we're going up all these demons. Go down a couple Glitness Cranes and try it like that. I don't even know. I don't know if Fumigate's worth it. Maybe it is. They're just going to get all their stuff back. Alright, I guess we try this. I mean, this is what our hands look like in this deck. Hissing Quagmire, you. I don't know. You can look at the deck list if you do the exclamation point deck command. Probably not enough. The mana base definitely seems like one of the most questionable parts of this build. Well, the Evolving Wilds. Pass the turn. So do we just have to get a waste so we can Thought Knot Seer? Opponent gets a swamp. Transgress the Mind. I play this blue-black deck and I have trouble when my opponent gets a Verdurous Gearhulk out. I think that, I mean, I'm frustrated with how that sequence went. That was good running for our opponent. I don't think that Smuggler's Copter is unfair. I mean, it's one of the best cards in Standard, and I think it is probably a bit better than it should be. But I'm not saying that it's like, I don't know, needs to be banned or something. But I do think that I wrote about this when we were talking about bannings in Standard, and I think that when Wizards misses and makes cards that are too good, it is often because they are working with new card types. So I think, much like we saw with Skull Clamp when Equipment came out, or even you would argue maybe the Sword Cycles when Equipment came out, but when we see cycles of cards that are just too good, it is often when it's new card type. So I think if we had vehicles for a few years, Wizards knew what they were doing and kind of had the baseline readings down for vehicles, that they probably would not print Smuggler's Copter in its current form. Well, we get to get rid of Smuggler's Copter. I mean, we should probably get rid of Haunted Dead, which is probably the best card here, but I think we got to take Smuggler's Copter because it is just too powerful. So I don't know what the fix would be. Even something as simple as having it crew 2 would be a pretty big change, so people couldn't use Thraben Inspector to crew it, couldn't use Crypt Breaker like we saw in the last matchup. So I think if the crew card was a little bit higher. Also, Smuggler's Copter might not feel nearly as oppressive if we had better answers. Like, we don't even have a Naturalize. So, the answers are very lacking. So if we had cheap, efficient answers, I might feel better about Smuggler's Copter. So I think it's a combination of it being a little too pushed, especially the crew 1, and also just not having good answers. So maybe things will get slightly better once we get to Ether Revolt, because I really believe, I don't know if Wizards is going to start printing real hate cards again. That's definitely questionable, but I think that we will see some artifact destruction spells that are better. It's so narrow, though. If you play Natural State, you can't really main deck it because you play Natural State and then you lose to Sky Sovereign or Fleetwheel Cruiser or to, I don't know, Metalwork Colossus, Aetherworks Marvel. It doesn't hit Panharmonicon, doesn't hit Aetherworks Marvel, so it's kind of hard to actually do it that way. Well, we're going to see the world's biggest Filigree Familiar, I believe. So, Verdurous Gearhulk. So, let's make a 10-10. Verdurous Gearhulk is so sweet. Oh, yeah. Well, things are shaping up. Our opponent's draw has been much worse this game. Alright, they kill it. That's fine. We actually don't mind it dying because we can get it back with a Restoration Gearsmith. Ooh, Smash the Smithereens. That would be a good one. Jeez, our opponent's got Grasp Hand. Well, I think that's okay, though. if we draw one more mana, we just get Linvala. If we don't draw mana, we can Restoration Gearsmith, get back Verdurous Gearhulk, Filigree Familiar, and just do it all over again. Alright, Prized Amalgam. I think drawing the mana would be best. Drawing, man, Linvala would be absurd here. Well, I guess we do that. So we're going to gain 5 life. Gain 5 life, make a bunch of angels. I don't think Linvala, I'm pretty sure I've never cast a Linvala with Panharmonicon on the battlefield. And it seems pretty good. So we get 11 flying power and gain 5 life. If we were 1 life lower, we would have gained 5 more life. Oh, sweet. Can I play partner commanders in the upcoming commander clash? So yes, we're gonna do the actual theme decks first. So Commander 2016 right out of the box, and then the next one is going to be partner commanders. So let's block there. Down to 18. Opponent kills Linvala. Sure. Our mana is still not very good. Another Panharmonicon. Well, I guess we just Restoration Gearsmith. Restoration Gearsmith looking good here. Get back Linvala, just in case. Get back Verdurous Gearhulk. Oh, Fox Okan, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our 2-month resubscriber. Whoa! Why is Verdurous Gearhulk not in our hand? That's weird. Oh, I click Linvala twice? Ay. That's actually really bad. That's so weird. Okay. Well, it's like we did not have a Panharmonicon. Oh no, and our opponent has Transgressified. Oh. And we don't have any blue mana because our mana base is ridiculously bad. Transcendence, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for Transcendence 3, our new subscriber. We don't want to block the Haunted Dead because then our opponent will get it back along with Prized Amalgam and more flyers and so forth. So I think it's better to just keep taking 2 and act like it's an unblockable creature almost. Blue mana. Or blue cards. Alright, well, let's attack. Oh, this mana. This mana is so bad. Well, I guess we can play another Panharmonicon, which will be good if we ever draw mana to cast our stuff. I mean, we're hopefully still winning here. Oh, thank you, Naamanth. And welcome back to the Fishbowl with the 2-month resubscribe, 2-month resub. Our new subscriber, or, well, returning subscriber, Naamanth. Alright, Kalitas makes things a little worse. Come on, mana, for casting things. Oh, alright. Prophetic Prism is... That is a draw, boys and girls. That is really a draw. If they counter this, I will cry. There we go. This is why Prophetic Prism needs to be like a 3 or 4 of. Well, our mana situation is improved. So let's attack with our flyers. Opponent's got a chump. Alright, opponent jumps. Drops to 2. And then we'll play an Ether Hub, get an energy. And then we'll play a Glintnest Crane. Do a bit of digging. Hopefully find another Prophetic Prism. We only got one left, though. Remember the time our mana was terrible, it was great? For some reason, that's a weird sentence. Yeah, we're gonna hold up Queller. Ooh, Prophetic Prism. Now that we drew Prophetic Prism, we're still gonna hold up Queller, but wow. Well, we have all our Panharmonicons. Glintnest Crane suddenly went from being so bad to doing everything. So let's pass the turn, leave up our Spell Queller. Opponent. Oh, sacks the Haunted Dead. Sure. Pumps up the Kalitas. It would be nice to find a Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage would be super sweet. Oh man, Primeval Titan with Panharmonicon. Think of how many lands we would get. Wow, that would be sweet. What's my all-time favorite format or deck to play? Oh man, I like so many decks, it's really hard for me to narrow it down to just one. Well, we'll take our beats here from the Kalitas. We could play all 4 Panharmonicons. That's probably not a good plan, but the longer you play Mono White Goats, the more it turns into an Enchantress deck. Gets back Haunted Dead, which in turn is going to get back Prized Amalgams. And then what, our opponent's going to sack the Haunted Dead to get more life gain? Well, this took a turn. I mean, I think we're still mostly okay because we're going to draw so many cards if we ever find a Reflector Mage. Sacks the Haunted Dead. We drop to 9. Opponent goes up to 9. Opponent gets back Prized Amalgams. Well, now we're going to run out our... We're just going to run this Spell Queller out there. I think we need the creature. And we're going to be using our mana on other stuff. Hopefully, good stuff. So, Reflector Mage is insane. Demon is pretty bonkers. Oh, is it enough, though? It doesn't kill Kalitas is the problem. Well, that's all-out attack. Oh, it also is going to give our opponent a million... Wait, Demon, though... Isn't Demon going to give our opponent a million Kalitas zombies? Isn't that bad for us? Or our opponent just scoops it up. Okay, they were dead on board. Fair enough. Alright, well, you can see, and that's the thing that makes Smuggler's Copter so frustrating as well, is because it makes the games so high variance. You can see the difference in our opponent's deck when they have Copter that's attacking every turn, and when they don't. It's really it's night and day. And since Copter is in so many decks, it leads to a lot of really swingy matchups where it's just... everyone hoping they have their Copters. You should play an Enchantress deck in Modern with Sigil the Empty Throne, Luminarch Ascension, Seer of Safety, and the works. And my LGS, a guy bought in a deck like that and got matched up against Soul Sisters. At the end of the game, Soul Sister play had 1,000 life, and there were thousands of angels swinging for the kill. That does sound sweet, and I like Enchantress decks. Mean Pork, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Let's give a big Scoops cheer for... our new subscriber and our 2-month resub, All Regent. Thank you so much for the resub. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big Scoops cheer for you as well. Yes, it is not continuous. It's a one-shot effect. Do we just keep it like this? Yes, it's fine. Oh, well, thank you, Real Team Leader Anna. Our mana, predictably horrible. But we'll try this. It's going to be challenging to ever cast Reflector Mage. Well, there we go. Getting our basics of each color. Oh, this mana. Alright, so Island go. If only we could get white mana, the world would be a happy place. Oh, alright, Shambling Vent. So we're getting there very slowly. Lanyard Control is going to be the much ado about nothing for this Sunday. Follow up, Prized Amalgam. Opponent's doing it the old-fashioned way, just casting everything. Gets in with Scrap Heap. Yeah, we drew the right colors of lands, which is insanely awesome. Whoa, and that's an Eldritch Evolution. That should do something. So let's Reflector Mage. And I think we just bounce Prized Amalgam for now. Hopefully our opponent can't do some trickery, which makes us miserable. Pass the turn. And then we might actually get to cast an Eldritch Evolution. Have I ever created a card for Wizards? I have not. I probably should. That would be sweet. Actually, no, I shouldn't. I don't think I would be a good card designer. It looks like we are actually going to cast an Eldritch Evolution. Maybe. They might just kill our Reflector Mage. We'll have to use our energy. Oh, well, in that case, I think we're going to wait. Let's just Reflector Mage again. Bounce Scrap Heap Scrounger. I like this plan better, I think, to just be patient. Get in with a Reflector Mage, because our opponent's going to have to tap out at some point. Probably to play, like, Prized Amalgam next turn. And then we'll play a Swamp. Pass the turn. No, Lanyard Control is still working. Oh, well, thank you, Future. Well, and I'm just glad for everyone watching. Like, if you can sub, that's awesome and definitely appreciated, but I am just super happy that everyone can hang out and watch. So, thank you for doing that. Prophetic Prism. Well, that makes things easier. So let's Prophetic Prism. Draw a card. Now we don't have to spend our energy. Ooh, that's Cloud Blazer, though. Alright, let's just pass. What can we... Alright, let's look at our deck list. Varan Veranite, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you so much for your subscription. Let's give a big scoops cheer for our newest subscriber. So if we sack a Reflector Mage, Richard is the owner of MTG Goldfish. I am the content manager. We sack a Reflector Mage, we can get a... Restoration Gearsmith, get back Reflector Mage, Thought Knot Seer, I guess, Verdurous Gearhulk as an 8/8. If we wait, we can sack Cloud Blazer and potentially get more things. Yeah, let's just pass and leave up removal. I think this is fine. We can be patient here. Leave up Anguish Unmaking. Opponent's going to grasp one of our Reflector Mages. Every day, pull up MTG Goldfish to see the newest videos and binge on all the ones they haven't watched. Super entertaining. Oh, well, thank you. Alright, I think we're just going to get rid of this Prized Amalgam once and for all. No coming back for the graveyard. None of those shenanigans. We need to make white mana, though. So, yeah. Anguish Unmaking is nice because it exiles. Did I not tap black mana? So many tapping problems. This mana base! Alright. So, got rid of that. Follow up, Smuggler's Copter. I hate Smuggler's Copter. And another Prized Amalgam. We draw Prophetic Prism. Alright. I guess we do it now. So, play Ether Hub, get an energy. Add green, add green. Eldritch Evolution, sack Reflector Mage. We're not getting hit by that Smuggler's Copter. We might just get a Thought Knot here. That might make the most sense. Although just Restoration Gearsmith, get back Reflector Mage seems sweet too. But still, from the removal we've seen, they probably can't deal with Verdurous Gearhulk very easily. I have never played Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! How much does it cost to sponsor the stream? You'd have to talk to Richard about that. He takes care of all the business end as far as that goes. So you'd have to ask him what it costs to sponsor the stream. Just want to put a picture of your face up there. Oh, that would be sweet. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? I mean, we could get Thought Knot. That's good. We could get Filigree Familiar. Restoration Gearsmith. Thought Knot. We have a vote for Thought Knot. Any other votes before I actually click? Alright. Thought Knot it is. That seems reasonable. Thought Knot. Target our opponent. Murder Scrounger Pariah. Alright, so we take the murder. Pass the turn. They did have the murder. Oh, that's alright, Obnixless, and welcome. Glad you made it. Better late than never, as they say. Opponent plays the Scrap Heap Scrounger. We aren't going to let our opponent hit us with this, or loot with that. Not in the cards. Yep, there's Copter. Goes to combat. Well, we are going to get rid of Smuggler's Copter. Opponent has another Smuggler's Copter off the top. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Noxious Gearhulk. Kill Prized Amalgam. Get in with Thought Knot. Put our opponent down to 14. Oh, we'll blaze next turn. We'll be blazing next turn, I promise. I think this was the better line. Oh, we still have to deal with Voldaren Pariah, which our opponent can madness in off the Smuggler's Copter. We did do a stream like a week and a half ago where we did viewer battles to celebrate being partnered and 10,000 followers, but I think we'll do another one in the future because there were more people who wanted to play that didn't get a chance to play, so we will definitely do another one. Alright, there's Copter. There's Madness, Voldaren Pariah. Yup. That thing's pretty scary. And we've used a lot of our removal. We dropped to 8. If I could make a metal band, what card would I name it after? I don't have a good answer for that. Opponent deadweights are Thought Knot. We draw a land. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's blaze it. Cloud Blazer. Draws us some cards. Gains us some life. Play Sanctum. Get in with our Noxious Gearhulk. And pass the turn. Oh my goodness. I don't know if we can... Oh man, this is going to be super close. Oh, thank you, Jay Zoller. Yeah, more organization would be good. Are we going to do Momir tonight? I don't know. We're nearing the 2-hour mark, and we are still on... we are still only on the third match of our league, so I would be kind of surprised if we got to Momir tonight, but hopefully Thursday. Luckily, we got to play quite a bit last stream, so... But hopefully Thursday we'll be able to do some more. Opponent does not attack with Smuggler's Copter. Just attacks with Scrap Heap Scrounger. And we will take the damage from Scrap Heap. Down to 7. And let's see what we draw. Blooming Marsh. Well, 1-2. Prophetic Prism. Draws us a card. Ooh, Spell Queller. That's interesting. Well, let's attack with Noxious Gearhulk. See what our opponent does. Takes it. Down to 4. All right, Blooming Marsh. Ooh, man, we might have this. We are not going to Thought Knot. We are going to just pass, sit on our Spell Queller. Our opponent has to have 2 blockers, though. Menace, my most hated keyword, is actually really relevant here. 5 mana. Another Voldaren Pariah. Alright, alright, alright. Does our opponent go for the Wrath? We can't Spell Queller that. Fires up Smuggler's Copter. Goes to combat. Attacks with everything. Alright, how... Alright, how do we do this without losing? So here's a big attack. The problem is our opponent can flip this. Alright, let's... This is what, 6? Alright, so we need to block and block. Alright, this forces our opponent to flip, or they lose to our Gearhulk. Yep. And this is the game. So our opponent flips. We flash in Spell Queller. Do some sacking. And that should do it. I mean, we could have won with Spell Queller and Shambling Vent as well, but that works. Yeah, I just tapped black mana. I didn't feel like untapping. Alright, so this should do it. I can't imagine our opponent getting out of it from here. Plays a land, 1 card in hand. Is it removal? Oh, just Scrounger? Gets back a Prized Amalgam. And that's not enough. Scrounger can't block. And that's tapped, so let's Gear Hulk for the win. Wow, all right. Whoo, despite our questionable mana, we got there. We got there. Holy. Whoo, that was, all right. The deck is improving. Maybe we're better than we thought. We might get a treasure chest after all. We're up to 2-1. Not bad. I was a starter at a varsity football team in high school, and I played. High school doesn't matter. Yes, we're actually 2-1. We're not doing that horrible. Should have thought not in case of in case of Pact of Slaughter. Yeah. In Modern, Spell Queller is pretty absurd. Speaking of cards that are maybe too good, and I don't think Spell Queller is too good, but I don't know. I don't know about So I don't know how I feel about so many powerful spell effects being stapled onto creatures. So it's not that Spell Queller itself is too good, but it could just be a counter. I'm a starter every day on Madden. Yeah. I haven't played Madden in a while. I used to play Madden quite a bit when I was younger. I liked Madden. I remember what was the year now? Maybe 2005 or something. I don't know. Whatever year had Michael Vick in it, like before all his dogfighting stuff and him retiring and going to jail and all that stuff, but prime Michael Vick was ridiculous in Madden. Oh my goodness, he was so good. Used to just play like a mini game we had invented where you were Michael Vick and you didn't try to score, but your goal was you would have to see how many times you could run down one side of the field to the end zone and stop just before the end zone because it would count as a touchdown, and then you'd have to run all the way back down the field and see how many like laps around the field you could do with Michael Vick. So that was our Madden mini game. All right, we'll play first. Well, Eldritch Evolution, mana of most colors. We'll keep this. Thoughts on MTG Puzzle Quest? So I have never played it, so I don't have strong feelings. I've never played Puzzle Quest, period, so I am not the right person to give a strong opinion from it. How much do you have to donate to get a kiss on the mouth? I haven't worked up prices on that yet. Is this the Pummeler deck? Ooh, man, we are drawing our fast lands like a champ. We're up to 2-1 somehow, and about to be 3-1 as our opponent is discarding the hand size. Oh, whoa, okay, this is an Emrakul deck. Never mind. Well, 1, 2, 3. I mean, if our opponent's not doing anything, our deck seems like it should be insane. We just... is there a bidding war over a kiss on the mouth? I don't know about this game. Opponent discards. Man, I feel a little bad for our opponent. Oh, goodness. Well, let's have some fun. Panharmonicon. Opponents discarded another Emrakul. Let's play a Swamp. Wow, we're going to just get to do cool things. Maybe we try not to kill our opponent and just try to do cool things. Oh, opponent, we want to do cool things. Well, we got to beat our opponent this game because they didn't let us do cool things that game. If this is Aetherworks Marvel, we just need every counter available. Our opponent maybe should have went a little bit lower on cards. I just want to touch. You just want to touch the beard. That was probably more likely than a kiss on the mouth. I don't know if that's really being nice to the opponent, though, little planeswalker. I actually don't even know how to do the quote thing. I think Jay Zoller and them have done most of them. We have a new subscriber, Delusional Kraut for 2 months in a row. Let's give a big scoops here for our newest subscriber. Thank you so much. For some reason, that quote gets me every time. I was too busy talking about umbrellas. I swear it's real. Oh my goodness. So you can get onto the Magic Online art files in your computer, and it has literally the art of every card. Tracy King, you are awesome. 2-month resub. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops here for Tracy King, our resubscriber. So yeah, there are umbrellas. They aren't really umbrellas, but they look like umbrellas over Planeswalker heads. There's actual art for them. If you look through your Magic Online files, you will find art that are cards that are completely white, except for a little top of the Planeswalker's head you can see, and those apparently get mixed around and not added to the right cards all of the time. And so that's how you end up with the umbrella on Nissa's head. So I don't know why that's relevant, but it is a true story. It is a real thing that happens. I swear. We gotta cut things though real quick before we run out of time here, which we are working on. I guess Linval it too. Let's try it like that. That seems good. Ooh, MTG Goldfish themed umbrellas. I'll have to pitch that to Richard. I'm used to that with sideboarding by now. I don't know, Tracy Gang. This is not my deck. This is one we did for an instant deck tech, and this is someone else's version. So we'll see. If it's a set theme umbrella, not block the rain, just draw cards. Very true. Alright, I guess this is okay. We got powerful stuff. We don't... Oh. Is this even... This might be like the deck Reduke played at the Pro Tour, actually. This might not be a Aetherworks Marvel deck, in which case we sideboarded horribly. Alright, it's an Aetherworks Marvel deck. Just kidding. I was wrong. Alright, so let's see if we can draw a counter before we die. Prism, more swamps. Over on the left-hand side, that is an image for our stream sponsor, Wizardry Foundry. They're doing some Black Friday sales, also doing some holiday stuff, so prepare for Christmas and the holiday season with their holiday collection, so check them out. Oh, this is Travis Wu's Aetherworks list. Alright, I guess I have not seen Travis Wu's Aetherworks list. Are we going to die next turn, is my big question. It seems like we have the tools to beat Aetherworks, but this draw has not really worked out. Well, opponent has energy. What do they get off of their Aetherworks? Come on, whiff. I've seen it whiff before. It can whiff again. Not Ulamog. Please, not Ulamog. Emrakul. Well, Emrakul's bad. I'm not gonna lie. Well, it's less bad in this hand. Our opponent actually can't deal with both. They can't deal with the Reflector Mage. So, problem solved. Got him! The Uber Ninja, welcome to the visual, and thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer to our new subscriber. So, our opponent, realizing what just happened to them, they did not have an Ulamog. Alright, they're gonna Eldritch Evolution away our Filigree Familiar. Okay, sure, yes. I mean, not great. They get to look at our deck, fail to find. Yep. And then they just miss our land drop. Okay, whatever. But I think we're actually okay, because we just bounced the Emrakul. Our opponent is way low on energy. They're pretty low on cards in hand. And we're working towards a Noxious Gearhulk. So opponent passes. Ooh, and a Panharmonicon. Well, we have to deal with Emrakul. We gotta kill Emrakul right away. That's the #1 mission. So, Reflector Mage, bounce that Emrakul, play a Hissing Quagmire, pass turn. Are you talking to me, Jay Zoller? I need to scroll up to see something. Alright, opponent gets an energy, cracks their vessel. Ooh. Well, Servant is good. That puts our opponent all the way up to 9 energy. Ooh. Well. Our opponent gets to spin the wheel again. See what they hit. 1 Emrakul's in hand, so their odds on Emrakul are not super high. Come on, no Ulamog, no Ulamog. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they're just not in their deck and we're good. Oh, okay. As long as... Yes! Oh, take that, Aetherworks Marvel deck. Oh, the old Aetherworks Marvel for Attune with Ether. Flavor is on point, but not very good. Whoo! Yeah, Mono White Blink was actually pretty sweet. Alright, play the Plains. Let's play Panharmonicon for future shenanigans. Pass the turn. I guess that could be Tracy King. Maybe they're like, Emrakul, Ulamog. I really want another land in my hand. Let's take Attune with Ether. There's a World Breaker. And going after our Panharmonicon. Well, I think we might as well... Ooh. They don't... Yeah, let's just counter that. Well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're getting close to Emrakul. Emerald Average, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Welcome back. Thank you for the resub. Do we counter World Breaker and then die to Emrakul? Maybe? Well, if we counter this, we get to keep attacking. Let's do it. Counter World Breaker. Lose our Panharmonicon, unfortunately. We draw Evolving Wilds. Well, let's get in with Reflector Mage. Play our Restoration Gearsmith. Get back. Losing my voice. Get back Filigree Familiar. Play Evolving Wilds. Pass the turn. Oh dear. Well, our opponent doesn't have much energy. That's good. 7 plus 5. We might get Emrakul here. That's bad. They can get rid of our Noxious Gearhulk. That's also bad. Alright, Vessel. So no Emrakul yet, but Emrakul next turn, almost certainly. Vessel reveals lands. Oh, they do have Ulamog. Yikes. Alright. And a Kozilek's Return. What is this? Now when they cast Emrakul, they wrath our board. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh boy. Well, we could draw a counter for Emrakul. That would be good. Another Servant. Well, let's crack this. Grab a Waze. We could draw a Thought Knot. Could draw Eldritch Evolution. Well, Stasis Snare is not the worst. So let's play the Swamp. attack with both. So our opponent's going to get an Emrakul, but we are going to be able to stasis snare it. So it's not the end of the world. Opponent double blocks, kills Restoration Gearsmith. Sure. Gets an energy. Yep. Let's play Filigree Familiar. If our opponent wants to Wrath our two things, that's fine. So Emrakul, I'm sure, is coming down. There's Emrakul. Is our opponent going to flashback Kozilek's Return? No. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Add white mana with Prophetic Prism. Stasis Snare. Get rid of Mama Emrakul. Oh, Verdurous Gearhulk. Well, let's see what our opponent does. We're staying alive, kind of. Oh, Prophetic Prism got us a double white. What do I think? Do I think the Mono Black Modern deck holds up, or feel like it just had good matchups? I think we had good matchups, but I also think it's fairly reasonable. I think it's a reasonable deck. Opponent blocks, going back on the Aetherworks Marvel plan. I guess they can Aetherworks right now if they want to. We draw a Forest. Well, what's our opponent do here? They probably just got to cast Noxious Gearhulk, because if they don't, that gets their next Emrakul. Are we really going to find a way to win through like a million Aetherworks Marvel activations? That seems like a long shot, but it's kind of happening. Yeah, we ran into Skred, which seems like just like such a great matchup. Am I going to make videos of red-white control? I'd like to. I really like that deck. It's a Blood Moon deck, and I like Blood Moon decks, so I'd be down. What do we draw? Something good. Spell Queller. Well, we might as well leave that up, so let's see. Green, 3, 4, 5. Verdurous Gearhulk. Make a big Noxious Gearhulk. Get in with Noxious Gearhulk. Opponent's gonna Aetherworks Marvel, but this doesn't really matter because it has Menace? Oh, holy Emrakuls. And it's also big enough that it can't kill our Noxious Gearhulk. So that might have been bad by our opponent. Alright, pass the turn. See what our opponent can do. Five mana. Oh, goodness. That's a draw. That's a killer draw for our opponent. Oh, man. All right. Well, now we're very likely dead. Ugh. Yikes. Oh! Oh, that's the worst. All right, Tracy King. I'm ready to just about give up on Eldritch Evolution, because, oh my goodness, how bad is that? We could have drawn it for a million turns where it would have been awesome, but instead, we draw it now when it's horrible. this seems like this should be an awesome matchup for us. Alright. So, going to game 3. This feels like this should be just such a good matchup. It's really unfortunate that our opponent got that Aetherworks Marvel down so quickly with 6 energy. Because we have, man, we have answers like crazy. Well, I mean, we have quite a few. We have 2 Spell Quellers, 2 Void Snares, a Negate, 2 Ceremonious Rejections. Is Fumigate even good? I mean, I guess it kills Emrakul. It doesn't kill Ulamog, which we see our opponent does have. Man, we have so many answers. I don't know about Quarantine Field. Alright, we'll try Fumigates. Unmaking doesn't get Emrakul, though. Alright, we'll try 1 Anguish Unmaking. We'll bring in 1. Alright. I mean, I think we gotta keep Marvel from hitting the battlefield. That's really the goal. Oh, so many good cards, but no lands. No good cards, but, well, I mean, we got Ceremonious Rejection. I guess that's a good card. That stops the first Aetherworks Marvel. So, land go. This song is called We'll Save the World by the Freak Fandango Orchestra. Spire Bluff Canal, go. Yeah, Unmaking's good against Aetherworks Marvel. That's true. Well, no, but our opponent gets to activate first, though, is the problem, which is what makes it much less good. Most of the time, when they play it, they can just immediately activate it. So, we're much better off countering it before it comes down, because once it comes down, things go all kinds of wrong. They're going to get a shot at getting an Eldrazi right away. Ishkana's like crazy, also a Tireless Tracker. But no Delirium yet. But once an artifact goes to the graveyard, they will have it. Alright, no Aetherworks. Bonabasses. Well, let's play a Swamp, play a Filigree Familiar. Gain a couple life, pass turn. And we have Fumigates in this deck, remember that. Our mana's so bad. So see, our opponent's like playing to intentionally be able to Aetherworks. Yeah, there's Ishkana. Well, we get a Panharmonicon. Panharmonicon could be sweet. Play Panharmonicon. I'd rather Noxious Gearhulk with the ability to leave up Ceremonious Rejection so we don't die to Aetherworks Marvel. So drawing a land would actually be pretty nice. Yeah, we took out most of the evolutions. We left in a single copy. Hopefully that does not come back to bite us. But we went down most of Eldritch Evolutions. Well, double Ceremonious Rejection is nice. Panharmonicon kill 2 things is also nice with Noxious Gearhulk. Noxious Gearhulk is pretty good against Emrakuls. Yeah, MTG is very fun. Greatest game ever made, in my opinion. Oh, thank you, Wandering Wind. That's a big compliment. Which card is my profile picture? My profile... I don't know what you mean exactly. There's Aetherworks Marvel. Well, let's ceremoniously reject it. Opponent goes attacking. Well, come on land so we can leave up rejection and play Noxious Gearhulk. Wow. So bad. Look at our mana. Well, let's get... 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's pass the turn. I really am afraid of Aetherworks Marvel. Well, maybe I should be afraid of Nissa. Returns Aetherworks Marvel. Yep. And passes. We're drawing white cards that we will never cast. Maybe? Although Filigree Familiar was holding back the spiders. Well, that's rejected again. Opponent untaps land. And another puzzle knot. Yeah, I think we might be in trouble here, boys and girls. No attacks. Yeah, man, this... Yeah, so if you decide to play this version of the deck, please, for the love of God, fix the mana. Because this mana is, like, so super bad. Well, let's send it Nissa. I'm sure our opponent's going to chump here. Void Chatter, a bit too late. Apparently the deck needs red mana for a single combustible Gearhulk in the sideboard. Attune with Ether. Opponent has 1,000,000 energy. Well, now I guess we're to the hope our opponent whiffs on Aetherworks Marvel stage of the game, which is not a good point in the game to be. Maybe they don't go for it here. Alright. Well, they decide to kill our Gearhulk. We still can't actually cast anything because our mana. Opponent gets in. So Prism would be great. Yikes. Look at this. Oh, look at this deck. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. If we drew a Plains, look out World. Oh, so bad. So bad. That is from our stream sponsor, Wizardry Foundry. Check out their site. Opponent untaps World Breaker. Goes after our Panharmonicon. Well, let's Void Chatter. Opponent gets in. Well, there's Prophetic Prism. Technically, we're not dead, but we're not in good shape. Blooming Marsh, pass the turn. Our opponent's to the Emrakul stage of the game now, I think. And we don't have enough white mana to kill Emrakul. So I think this is game over. Alright, there's Emrakul. Yeah, so keep that in mind if you decide to play it. The mana is, oh, good lord. I mean, I think you could make an argument that we are actually losing matches because of the mana. So I think that that might be a big problem. I have a pretty high tolerance for bad mana from playing like budget decks and Commander Clash and stuff, but this is real bad. I mean, we top decked Fumigate. Unfortunately, we can't actually do anything with it because we don't have mana to cast it. The red is an ambitious attempt to play a single combustible Gear Hulk in the sideboard. Well, I guess we play Filigree Familiar, gain a couple life, play Evolving Wilds, pass the turn. Maybe we could still get back into it. Yeah, if they had the otherness, well, it would be much worse for them, but it would be sweet. If they had the otherness, we might still be in this game. Here comes Emrakul. Down to 11. Well. We got a Spell Queller. Do they have removal? And that wasn't even from their graveyard? Oh, they just had another one? We can get a Plains with our Evolving Wilds, but... Yep, gets back Aetherworks for next turn. Well, crack Evolving Wilds. Get a Plains, thank God. Well, let's attack with everything at Nissa. Maybe we're still sort of in this game. Does not seem very likely, though. Opponent blocks, opponent blocks. Nissa drops to 1. We play a Glintnest Crane. Gets a Prophetic Prism. Put the rest to the bottom. Play a Prophetic Prism. We could draw another counter. Huh. Well, I guess we Eldritch Evolution. I mean, I guess this is all we can do. Eldritch Evolution, sack Gear Hulk. Get Noxious Gear Hulk. Kill Emrakul. Alright, alright, alright. We're staying alive-ish. Our opponent's going to get to spin the wheel. Our opponent's going to get to spin the wheel on Aetherworks if they want to. Alright, they just play another Ishkana. That's not that bad. Untaps land. Ooh, Anguish Unmaking 2. Well, let's Reflector Mage. Bounce the land. Opponent cracks, gets some energy. So attack Nissa, attack our opponent. This is Quai Panacea by Lost Sundayers. Opponent blocks, and blocks, and blocks, and blocks. Alright. We draw a card. Another Reflector Mage. Alright, pass the turn, see what happens. Yeah, this song is pretty sweet. Yeah, I would rather have more Prophetic Prisms too, and less glints. There's Aetherworks. Let's see what our opponent hits. Plays a land. Eldrazi Displacer is actually pretty sweet if it gets going. Woo! Tireless Tracker! It's just a Tireless Tracker. Yes! And a tune with Ether. Wow! Are we gonna win? I can't believe that's even a possibility. Well, we are most definitely getting rid of this Aetherworks Marvel. Hissing Quagmire. Well, let's Reflector Mage. Bounce Tireless Tracker. There's no Marvel in the graveyard. Alright, so play Hissing Quagmire. Pass the turn. Oh, this is some sort of remix or something by Weisiger. Game Trail for our opponent. No Drowner in this list, so we're staying alive-ish. What does our opponent have left? A lot of stuff. Aetherworks, down. Worldbreaker, down. The question is, does our opponent just... Yeah, they get back Emrakul. That Nissa did some serious work. I don't think the attack would have been very productive. Maybe it would have been alright. I guess, yeah, I guess I should have. What's our opponent got? Emrakul. There's Emrakul. Gonna steal our turn. Well, end of turn. Add white. Add white. And... Huh? What is this doing? Alright. Add white. Add white. And... Oh, I see. And Stasis Snare. Get rid of the Emrakul. Whoo! Dodging bullets. Problem is our opponent can Fumigate and get back Aetherworks Marvel, which is sort of the problem. So we'll see. Can they even... Alright, they're going to Reflector Mage and then just Wrath everything. Yeah, I think we're dead. I don't know if we have any answers left is the problem. I do like Grunge in alternative. There's a Fumigate. Here's the Aetherworks Marvel. Yeah, the creature lands aren't getting there this time. Opponent's at 32 life. We are literally halfway through our deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 lands on the battlefield, and we are still drawing cards we cannot cast. Oh my lord. Oh, this deck. This mana. This mana. It's not even the deck, it's the mana. Well, what's our opponent get with their Aetherworks Marvel? A Chandra. Oh, boy. Aetherworks, or Aether Hub for our opponent. Takes up Chandra. Plays in Ulamog. See, that's a good sign. A good example of how our mana base is costing us, because Thought Knot would have been able to exile that Ulamog. And would have been able to blink with Eldrazi Displacer, but oh lord. This deck. This mana is so bad. So bad. Alright, well, yeah. No, that is true, and it does play 6 colors, and that is obviously a challenge. However, I also think that the mana base could be better. Like, even being 6 colors, it doesn't have to be this bad. So anyway, we're 2-2, on to the last round of what has turned into a very grindy league. So on to the last round. We still have a chance to get a single chest, and that single chest could be worth more than 100 chests. Could get a Rishian port or something sweet. Unfortunately, as this deck is known to do, we have double Reflector Mage. Seems good, except we have only green and black mana. Seems questionable. I think this is alright, there's white mana. I think this is just how the hands are with this deck. Like, I think the mana is so bad that this is, like, not a bad hand, if that makes sense. Like, I think the mana is so questionable that we can't really expect to have hands where we can cast our spells. Drawing one of our 2 Prophetic Prisms helps, though. Now we might be able to cast spells. Not our double Thought Knots, though. Opponent plays a Cultivator's Caravan. Sure. Taps it. Untabs it. Taps it. Plays the Nerd Ape. Well, we get to start casting Reflector Mages, which is something. There's more white mana. So, white, and at blue, Reflector Mage. And I think we just bounce Selfless Spirit for now. So, colorless mana would be sweet. What's your list, Plants? And this list actually did something. I don't remember what it was. I would have to look back at the instant deck tag. But it 5-0'd a league, or like top 8'd an IQ. Alright, there's Cultivator's Caravan. So I don't actually think this deck is bad. I just think the mana is pretty frustrating. Alright, we take 5, which is not ideal. Down to 8. Well, there's mana of a color. Well, I think we just need to Reflector Mage, bounce Thalia, play Sanctum, pass the turn. Is Mayonnaise an instrument? I don't believe so. There's the Selfless Spirit. And Unlicensed Disintegration. That's good. This deck also has a high concentration of 6-drops, which seems bad in aggro matchups. Alright, Panharmonicon. Well, that wasn't long and grindy. Whew. Yes, it does not make colorless mana, unfortunately. That would be sweet and make some amount of sense. So I guess we probably want Ceremonious Rejections too, maybe. Go down an Uvenwald Hydra. Go down a Restoration Gearsmith. Go down a Thalia. A Displacer? Maybe something like that. Am I going to make videos of the red-white control deck in Standard? I'm not sure. This deck plays the Hydra. Well, we have colorless mana. We get 1 shot with each Ether Hub to add mana that's relevant. See if that's good enough. Panharmonicons are good if we live into Thought-Knot's Ears. Ether Hub. Oh man, are we gonna have to like drain all of our energy to play a Reflector Mage? Oh, that feels so painful. That means we like the opportunity cost of casting this Reflector Mage is we don't cast spells for the rest of the game, essentially. Alright, Sanctum makes it a little more bearable. So 1, 2, 3, Reflector Mage, bounce Toolcraft. Alright, things are shaping up. We might be getting there. We might be getting there. We can play Panharmonicons. We have mana that has colors. Veteran Motorist for our opponent. Things might be looking better. We might be getting there. Ooh, that's spicy. Get an energy. Well, I think new plan is Panharmonicon. And now we're going to see possibly where Eldritch Evolution really shines. Actually, let's attack. If our opponent wants to trade, that's fine. If they don't trade, now we can like Eldritch Evolution for something that is good and hopefully wins us the game. Toolcraft Exemplar. Did our opponent scry twice and whiff on lands? Wow. Alright. Well, the magic gods are smiling on us. Maybe we just luck our way into a treasure chest after all. Prophetic Prism. We gotta draw land off this, right? Alright, we'll just Thought Knot. I guess that's safest. Double up the Thought Knot. I really wanted to Cloud Blazer and draw 4. Oh, or our opponent scoops it up. Whew! Okay. Well, our opponent's hand was horrible. I guess, actually, we probably want Demon. Demon seems like the nuts in this if we get to cast it. So, go down the Hydra, thank God. Go down a Noxious Gearhulk. Try it like that. Alright. Yeah, our opponent just could not stand the Thought Knot. Okay. I mean, this hand's got got mana that works, sort of. Also, early blockers, which is relevant. I really hope we don't get... Ooh, Fumigate. I really hope our opponent doesn't have Smuggler's Copter. That's the card I'm most worried about here. Alright, Veteran Motorist is not Smuggler's Copter, so life is still reasonably good. When will I get an 8-rack deck tech? I'll have to do one for 8-rack. That's a good one to do. It won't be this week, but I can probably do it in the next couple weeks. Seems like a good deck to do, especially if it puts up a finish at some point soon. So let's Glint Crane. Pretty good blocker here. Ooh, Filigree Familiar, score. Put some non-lands to the bottom, also good. I'm feeling a little better about where we're at for some reason. Fumigate in hand, Filigree Familiar, we got a blocker. We might get that chest. I got a feeling. Treasure chest is not outside the realm of possibility. Yes, we pretty much just get wrecked by Smuggler's Copter. That is very true. Another Toolcraft. That's scary. Opponent attacks, hits us for 3. Well, Blooming Marsh and Filigree Familiar. Gain a couple life. We don't have the mana for Fumigate yet. Oh man, if we could get our demon. We don't have the converted mana cost to get our demon, unfortunately. Yep, everything triggers. Opponent goes on the big attack. Well, we are going to kill a Toolcraft, block the Caravan. Does our opponent have tricks? Oh, come on, white mana for Fumigate. That would be clutch. Alright, kills our familiar, down to 15. Draw Ceremonious Rejection. That's not great. That's really bad. Toolcraft only gets first strike if you have 3 artifacts. What deck would I take to a PPTQ that's standard? I mean, if the goal's to win, I'd probably play Blue-White Flash. Also, Green-Black Delirium's a fine option. I think those 2 decks are far and away the best decks right now. Yeah, this deck is essentially 6 colors. Is there an Evolution of Infect article in the pipeline? I'm sure I will get to that one. I like doing those evolution articles, so I'm sure we will. What's our out? Do we have an out? Oh, our night's going good. Our mana's going bad, but our night's going well. Thank you. I guess our out is play Glint Crane. This is the only way I can imagine us winning over the long, or actually winning the game. Alright, we whiff, put a bunch of stuff to the bottom. None of those are white sources that are untapped. Play Ether Hub. Pass the turn, Chump Block. And now at least we give ourselves the pseudo out of hitting white mana for Fumigate. That could be enough to win us the game, or at least keep us from losing the game. So here comes our opponent. Yeah, lack of planes has been a big one, especially once we bring in Fumigate after sideboarding. Inventor's Apprentice. Well, come on, white mana. Untap white mana. Man, that would be so good here. One time. And survey says no. Alright. Well, no treasure chest for us tonight. So, what did we learn tonight? And let's go over this real quick. So, the biggest, by far, 100% problem with this deck is the mana base is very bad. The deck is literally playing waste. So the problem with the deck is the mana. I think the deck itself is fine. We can quibble over little things. Uvenwald Hydra was not very impressive. Restoration Gearsmith is cool, hit or miss. Eldritch Evolution, we didn't really get to do much with it. When it's good, it's really good, but it's also not good sometimes. So I feel like, I don't even know if this is better than the version we played in Against the Odds, honestly. So I think that is questionable. Number one, Combustible Gearhulk has got to go from the sideboard. That's making us play Inspiring Vantage and Spire Bluff Canal, which is just, those were painful to draw. Having 2 red sources, not counting Ether Hub, and doing that. So that's number one. Get rid of the red mana. Otherwise, let's say we just want to keep this same deck. Our mana counts are just so far off. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources, not counting Ether Hub, and we have no energy, remember, so these are all one-shot, and we're forced to use them, and look at all the white mana costs we have. So putting in 2 more Prisms is a really easy way to go. Going down to Glintnest Cranes, which have problems in this build anyway because it's very short on artifacts. If we're playing Hydras and so forth instead of Gearhulks, if we're playing Hydras instead of Gearhulks, that makes it problematic to play for Glintnest Cranes. So go down 2 Glintnest Cranes, use those slots to play more Prophetic Prisms, which helps right away, and then can just kind of tighten up this mana base in general. It is challenging to play the colorless cards. That's one of the reasons I didn't do it on the Against the Odds build. It is a real stretch to your mana to play Eldrazi Displacers and Thought-Knot Seers in a 5-color deck. That's really, you're going to run into magic problems no matter how pristine your mana base is. So personally, if I'm going to play 4 or 5-color Panharmonicon, I'm not going to play the colorless cards. Those cards are awesome, but as you saw throughout this league, the consistency issues that we had, and really, there were, at least 1 match and possibly 2 matches out of our 3 losses, which were directly attributable to not having mana. So I really think that last game, if we had a normal mana base and we had a Plains, I think we were favored to win that game if we just fumigated there. So the mana base is definitely costing us severely. I like our, anyway, let's bounce over to this. This was my build from Against the Odds. I'm not saying this build is correct. One thing I did like, though, Holdout Settlement was interesting, and Servant of the Conduit takes care of a lot of problems. As you can see, we don't have the colorless cards. We do have 4 Glintnest Cranes, but in this deck, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 artifacts. The difference between 17 and 10 is immense when it comes to Glintnest Crane. With 17, odds are in favor of you hitting one. It might not be a great one, but you're hitting something. With 10, your Glintnest Cranes, odds are in favor of it failing. So I don't know. And as you can see, the mana base is not insane, but it's pretty straightforward. We get the Ether Hubs, and I don't know. We're not really struggling to play things like Waste and other colorless lands to make colorless cards work. Pilgrim's Eye help. So this is more along the lines what I would go. This deck is not perfect. Combustible Gearhulk was something I was just testing out, so it can definitely be improved on. But after playing this league tonight, I think that this build from Against the Odds, it actually felt more competitive, as weird as that sounds, about an Against the Odds deck. So I don't know. That's my takeaway. So regardless, I guess the big lesson is, regardless of what Panharmonicon deck you play, the biggest challenge is making the mana work, and definitely think it through. It almost felt like in that list that we were playing. Let me look at the sideboard. The sideboard's way different, but it almost felt like our the list we played tonight. Someone took like a regular 4 or 5 color Panharmonicon list and threw in the colorless cards, which caused a lot of problems. So, do I look at give advice on deck lists? I do when I can, yes. I try to when I have the time to. I get lots of them, and it sometimes takes me a while to actually get back, but I do try to look over and respond to everything at some point. So, LGS is going out of business. I need to use $233 in credit. Do I think Golgari Grave Troll is getting banned? Any standard staples I should get? I don't think Golgari Grave Troll will be banned in the near future. It could happen eventually, but I wouldn't bet on it happening this next ban announcement. So I think that's fine. I'm still a big believer that energy cards will be very good at some point if you're looking at it from an investment perspective. I still think Aetherworks Marvel at some point will be the best deck, or one of the best decks in Standard, with more energy cards, with Spell Queller rotating eventually. So those are some of my sneaky picks. I have a bunch of Aetherworks Marvels on Magic Online that I've gotten just because they were like 2 ticks, which is so cheap, and I really expect at some Pro Tour at some time in the next year or two, it's going to break out and increase in price. So anyway, everyone, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. So, let's see. One more reminder. Big thanks to Wizardry Foundry, our sponsor. Check them out. They have some Christmas stuff going on, a gift guide and so forth. So, thanks to them for their support. If you're looking for old streams, check out the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this stream, in the future. And, of course, if you want tokens, they're back on sale, and keep an eye on the merch page because new merch is going to be coming out soon. No Momir tonight. I think, hopefully Thursday, I think we're going to play maybe Death and Taxes in Modern. So hopefully that league will go a little less overtime, because this one went pretty long. So no Momir tonight, but we will get to Momir soon. You all are super awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching. It's been fun. So in the meantime, Against Odds coming out tomorrow night, followed by This and That on Thursday. And of course, I'll be back on Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, for another stream. So thank you so much, everyone. You're amazing. And I will talk to you soon.